this video, I will tell about Amar Makruf nahi Mungkar, which means enjoining the right and forbidding the wrong are two important Islamic teachings. This is also stated in the Al-Quran, chapter 3, verse 110, which means you command what is the right and forbid what is reprehensible. As we know, every Muslim in this world is the Caliph and has become an obligation to the Caliph to encourage goodness and prevent Mungkar. Nowadays, many people know the meaning and importance of Amar Makruf nahi Mungkar, but some of them have never or may not practice it in the right way in their daily life. Besides, people are getting used to this immorality behavior and sexual activity until it become normalized in society today. For the example, the transsexuality issue has become a normal thing today, where older transsexuality people or maknyah can really fit in the society because they are support including in Malaysia. This issue continuously happen because of Muslims are not practicing Islam as a whole shumuliyah, such as just keep silent watching Mungkar in front of them. It seems like they are only seeking for human approval, which they do not want to hurt others' feeling by reprimanding the Mungkar. But the fact that Allah do not approve their action. Next, problem why people nowadays do not play their role as a caliph is because the law in Malaysia itself, which is far from Islamic law.
And I would like to proceed with plan and methodology. So in order to find out how big or small the problem is, we use mixed methods by combining the elements of qualitative and quantitative research approach for the breadth and depth understanding. So for the qualitative, we have done an interview and analysis approaches, while for the quantitative, we have done a surveys. We created a questionnaire through Google Form and distributed it to 46 respondents consisting of students and employees. The questionnaire aims to identify the respondents' opinion on the issues related to the implementation of Amar Makruf nahi Mungkar and the effects towards them. Besides, we also asked a question on Instagram to be answered by random Instagram users based on their ideas and opinions related to the action that will be taken if their friends doing something that forbidden in Islam in front of them. And we also interviewed some of our teachers virtually and recorded the answers to observe their opinions and experiences related to this issue. Their names are Madam Hidayah, who teach physics, and Mr. Shahid Hasbullah, who teach Adab Balaghah, and Usaddin. We decided to choose teachers who not only teach Islamic-based subject but also academic subject because we believe that they have various perspectives for this issue. And the last method we did is journal analysis. The journal we choose are written by Rosi Ahmad, Muhammad Sharif, Akil Khan, and Saleh Ahmad. The title of the journal is Amar Makruf nahi Mungkar Approach to Handle Sexual Misbehavior and Awareness for Pregnancy Female Inmates in Taman Sri Puteri, Ceras, Selangor. In this journal, they affirms that by applying Amar Makruf nahi Mungkar correctly on the treatment will give impacts to the inmates at the Selangor Rehab Center, which as stated in the journal that they no longer want to repeat sexual activity and started to becoming closer to Allah, and they want to live a better life after leaving the rehabilitation center. Samples collected consist of girls based on their sexual history, such as sexual intercourse, sexual touch, getting a boyfriend, often out at night, and being social. Overall, the results showed group guidance Amar Makruf nahi Mungkar approach correctly was effective in addressing sexual behavior among inmates. Taman Sri Puteri, Ceras, Selangor.
Next, the result and discussion. Based on the two survey that we all do in Google Forms and interview, all of them was Muslims, and for range of the respondents' age, approximately 18 to 30 years old. The result was surprisingly because when we do the survey about if the respondents saw someone do something forbidden in Islam, and 32 out of 46 respondents decide to just remain silently. Then we also found 80.4% of respondents just practice the Amar Makruf but not the Nahi Mungkar. It have a few reasons why they did not prevent Nahi Mungkar properly. So the first reasons was their fear to talking, as this will hurt the feeling of their friends. The action was wrong because as a Muslim we must reprimand them if they do a munkar. They should never lie because Rasulullah SAW said, "If you see my people, be afraid, not say to the wrongdoer or tries, then say goodbye to them," which means not wanting to live. Hadis riwayat Ahmad. Then the second reasons why the respondents did not prevent Nahi Munkar properly, because they also committed the same offences with the sinners until they decide did not reprimand others. Imam Hassan al-Basri also mentioned about it. Indeed, I am advising you. It doesn't mean that I am the best among you, nor the most pious among you. If a person can only deliver da'wah when he is perfect, there will be no pressure. Then there will be fewer people to warn about it. And last but not least, we must be tolerant and did not hypocrite in preaching people. For example, one of the members of PAS was writing how to implement Amar Makruf and Nahi Munkar in his blog, but he degrading to other people's. This is totally wrong, and this is not how Islam teach when we want to preaching people when they make the munkar. Apart from the survey, we also ask on Instagram platform about regretting in actions when someone doing munkar, and 44 users answered that they only prayers to them. This situation was closely related to concept of Rahmatan lil Alamin. So overall, we can see many people today do not practice Amar Makruf and Nahi Munkar properly by emphasizing only on Amar Makruf and abandoning the Nahi Munkar, or vice versa.
Next is results and discussion for the interviews. There are several ways recommended by the interviewees, Mr. Shahid and Madam Hidayah, to approach people in implementing the right way of Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar. The first way is to start with ourselves. We have to set a good example to others to be followed. We can take Rasulullah SAW as our example because every corner of him is the best. The second one is we have to approach people continuously without giving up or istiqamah, and set a sincere heart that every efforts in approaching people to do good deeds are all because of Allah. Mr. Shahid, the interviewee, gave example where tabligh people will never give up knocking on every door to invite others perform congregational prayer. They will never give up if anyone ignore them. The third one is we need knowledge when approaching people. This is because with knowledge, we can give a clear understanding to others on why it is necessary to leave munkar. And the fourth one is we need to take a deep look on who we are approaching, because there are different types of people in this world. For example, if the wrongdoer are children, then we need a psychology way to approach them, such as soft talk, because children tend to follow good words instead of being scolded. But sometimes
Using emotional ways, such as deep talks to certain people, are more effective. The right application of Amar Makruf Nahi Mungkar proven effective because it brings impacts to people. This is based on Mr. Shahid's experience where he practiced the right way of Amar Makruf Nahi Mungkar against a gangster who never set foot in a mosque. He approached him wisely, bil hikmah, and continuously istiqamah, and finally he changed for the better. He died in a good condition. His mother was pleased with the departure of his good son. Therefore, when people do any wrong, do not punish them merely or nahi munkar alone, but show them the right way to change into a better person. Allah has mentioned in Surah As-Saf, ayah 2 to 3, meaning, O you who believe, why do you say things that you do not do? It is a great hatred in the sight of Allah when you say things that you do not do. Besides, the respondents on the Google form also agreed that the right application of Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar made their life much better. They feel like Allah has sent someone in their life to always remind them to do kind and avoid unkind action. They notice differences in their life because of the positivity and peacefulness sense when people encourage them to perform congregational prayer together, cover aurah properly, and leave the couple trends. The last results and discussion is journal analysis. From the journal, it stated that the right way of approaching people can soften their hearts to always reflect the guilt and sins of the past. This is supported by our Google Form survey where 34 respondents agree that the right way of implementing Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar can make their life to change into a better person. Furthermore, by establishing what Allah wants, we will know the exact purpose why we was created in this world, which is the first one is to submit to Allah completely and not only focus on the 5 pillars of Islam and 6 pillars of Iman, but all aspects of life. And the second one is we can gain the awareness to be slaves to God and lead to the attitude of humility towards Him.
In order to make the public aware of how significant the implementation of Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar is, we came up with forums by using Instagram, Ask as Question site. From the discussion on Instagram, most of the respondents agreed that the correct way of implementing Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar will surely bring impacts in one life to change into a better person. Then we created 2 design posters that concentrate on the actual steps of approaching people, which are needed to have knowledge, be istiqamah, focus on the person's condition, and the last one is sabar when facing the challenges of enjoying good and forbidding wrong. The second poster, entitled 4 Things to Avoid in Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar, explains things to avoid in approaching people, such as lack of self-preparation with basic communication skills and easy to give up. Despite this, we also created a video as a scenario on how to implement Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar in a correct way. In short, the video told about a person who practiced Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar towards his friend who was addicted to video games until skip their prayer times. The reason we choose this solution is because we are in a situation constrained due to pandemic COVID-19 where we are not allowed to conduct any gathering. All the solutions are conducted through an online platform, and it is the only platform that we can use in the meantime. By conducting online forums, people tend to engage with each other by sharing new ideas and thought. In addition, everyone can participate in online forum since this platform has no limitation of participation. As for the poster, we choose it because we can show what we really want to convey to people through only one visual paper. Also, it makes the audience easier to understand the message that we want to deliver. For the video, we believe that the scenario portrayed with is the understanding of people about Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar. For the outcomes, we found that 69% of the respondents never knew about the actual step to approach people in applying Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar and only became aware about it after we spread the videos and poster. Many respondents also said that it is very important to choose the right words to advise someone so that something more harmful such as fights do not happen. In conclusion, from this study, we can know that there are still many people who do not apply Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar properly. Therefore, by implementing our solution, we are able to achieve our objective to spread the awareness about how to implement the Amar Makruf Nahi Munkar correctly and the positive effects if we apply it in the correct way. So that's all from us. Thank you.